May I come in, sir?
Come in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon,
Good evening,
Aaquib.
sir.
Have your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully you have taken your vaccine doses.
Yes, sir. The first one, sir.
Okay, that's good. So you may remove your mask because your chair has also been kept at a safe distance.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, introduce yourself.
So I am Mohammad Aaquib. I come from Sant Kabir Nagar, Uttar Pradesh, sir. I have done my schooling from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Siddharth Nagar, and then, sir, I have done my graduation in mechanical engineering from IIT Madras. And, sir, I have been allocated to Indian Police Service last year in Civil Services 2019, sir. And currently I am on extraordinary leave, sir. And my hobbies are playing cricket and teaching, sir.
Teaching.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what is special in the new education policy.
Sir, there are 4 or 5 aspects which have been brought special, sir. Firstly, with respect to development of the school complexes, sir. So there will be rationalization of the school complexes. There will be more school complexes rather than having multiple schools, sir. Secondly, sir, there is focus on equitable and inclusive education, sir. So from that perspective, sir, there is attention has been given from the gender perspective too, sir. Thirdly, sir, with respect to bringing the multidisciplinarity, sir, where students who often drop out, sir, so from that perspective, they will be given the opportunity to have like courses to join. They can join the courses even after dropping out, sir. And from the teaching perspective, sir, there is attention has been given for holistic development of teachers through 4-year B.Ed program, sir. And at the same time, they will be given regular training, sir, in around 90 hours per month, or yes, I'm not exactly sure about that perspective.
Recently on the Independence Day, the Prime Minister announced that now the Sainik schools will also be teaching girls as students.
Yes, sir.
What are the challenges in providing girls education in Sainik schools?
Firstly, sir, it is a very good step because it will provide a gender perspective in the army also, and it is in line with the Supreme Court judgment in the Babita Punia case, sir. So the challenges will be, firstly, sir, since the education for the girls has not been there in the Sainik school, sir. So firstly, the challenge will be lying in getting the teachers and the training module that has to be there, sir, because the skills level and the kind of training that will be required for the girls will be different from the males perspective, sir. That is one area. Then the kind of instruments, sir, and the kind of for example, the equipments that will have to be used, there will be lighter weapons, for example, for the training, sir. So from that perspective, infrastructure perspective also. Thirdly, sir, ensuring the safety of the girls at the Sainik schools, sir. So these are the 3 areas which will be challenging, sir.
Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya has been quite successful in providing education to underprivileged people
Yes.
in remote areas, backward regions. Since 91, we have also liberalized this education space for private institutions. And large number of private schools and private management colleges and engineering colleges and medical colleges have emerged. But they have not been able to win the confidence of common people. Quality-wise, government institutions are still superior compared to private one. Why private sector is not able to provide quality education, particularly as reliable as the government institutions are offering?
Sir, I think the challenges lies in because the private sector which comes, there is often focus given on the profit motive, sir. So from that perspective, though they try to bring the quality to ensure that there is quality so that they can attract the maximum number of students, but the challenge lies in the affordability, sir. So where they try to provide the quality, the cost goes up. And on the other hand, when they try to ensure and provide and attract maximum number of common people, sir, then there is challenge in the quality that is provided by the private schools, sir, as it has been reported even by the Pratham also, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So you are IPS.
Yes, sir.
I'm starting with your profession. Look, IPS from India, because of certain reason or condition, has to play a very constructive role in Interpol. One of the IPS of 92 batch, Madan Oberoi, was heading technological wing of Interpol. My question is, how Interpol services is represented by India by posting IPS into Interpol? What is actually power and duties and IPS of India in Interpol? As I have told you the latest thing, Dr. Madan Oberoi. Yes, please.
Sir, I think the Interpol, as it is called as International Police, it provides and it helps in dealing with the crimes or the investigations that happen at a broader from the broader.
Okay, you are mechanical engineer.
Yes.
You may get chance of same thing, but mechanical areas. So how the expert in mechanical area is going to help Interpol to minimize law and order problem across world? How?
Sir, from the mechanical engineering perspective, sir, I think over the period of time I have developed a quality of trying and analyzing the problems, sir, and then finding the right optimum solution and having a broader perspective about any issue, sir. So from that perspective, it will help me in analyzing any kind of, whether it is a law and order problem or
the latest trend in what mechanical engineering is what industry 4.0.
Oh, yes.
Right. And we have Internet of Things and we have industrial Internet of Things. On two pillars of mechanical engineering, industry 4.0 actually O is based. My question is how Internet of Things and how industrial Internet of Things are going to allow Interpol as well as India's police to capable to perform the duty of peacekeeping as well as peacemaking.
So Internet of the Things, they will help in interconnectedness of the devices, sir, and ensuring that the information that is getting collected from the people, it can be processed and it can be utilized to the best in the best and effective possible manner, sir. So from that perspective, let's suppose, sir, any investigation is going on.
What about industrial Internet of Things?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware about the industrial Internet of Things.
That was very important for me. Okay, my next question that is related to the police reforms which are taking place in India is based on two-fold objectives. One is peacekeeping, second is what peacemaking. My question is, what are the new steps in the name of police reforms have been taken for peacekeeping?
Sir, new steps that have been taken, sir. Firstly, we can see that as it was recommended by the second ARC, that we have to ensure that there is a trust among the public regarding the police, sir. So from that perspective, sir, there are a community policing that are being promoted. Secondly,
what is the difference in between peacekeeping role of police and peacemaking role of police?
Sir, peacekeeping, I think it is a preventive role, sir.
Yes.
Yes. And then peacemaking.
Now you tell me, what are the reforms which are related to actually prevent the law and order problem, not play the role after crime.
So the investigation that is happening, sir, that have been reformed well, sir, and then to ensure that there are lesser crimes, sir. So there is a proper implementation of the laws which are being done by the police system, sir.
How the use of drone, I'm coming to industrial Internet of the Things, how the drone is going to help, particularly in peacekeeping, not peacemaking. Peacemaking, drone is what use, but how it is going to be used for peacemaking.
So drones, they will help in like collecting the information, sir. They can be used for the like intelligence gathering purposes and as well as the surveillance purposes, sir. So from that perspective, drones can be helpful. So the information can be analyzed.
If we were to use drone, right, over the head of look at traffic, simple example of traffic actually signals, at least there are several people never dare to cross or jump, right? So this is very important, simple thing, and that is what peacekeeping.
Thank you, sir.
My next question that is related to classical mechanical engineering, that is black body radiation. We have Stephen's Boltzmann, we have Planck distribution, we have winds displacement, right? All such theories, wide area of application. You are from Uttar Pradesh, and in Uttar Pradesh there is what actually nuclear power station, Narora.
Yes, sir.
You know. Suppose you are DM of actually Bulandshahr, right? How use this concept of black body radiation to control and actually minimize of radiation beyond a certain realm, because if there is radiation beyond a certain realm, there would be adverse effect on human being. So how all such informations which you have taken from mechanical engineering can be used by a DM of Bulandshahr to put public away from local radiation, extra radiation. Yes, please.
Sir, the Stephen Boltzmann law, it says that the energy that will be radiated, sir, it will be proportional to the emissivity area and the temperature power force, sir. So from that perspective, we will try to minimize the area in terms so that the people who are there, they have the minimal exposure, sir. From the wind displacement law, sir, if we see there, the maximum kind of emission, the energy that happens, sir, it happens at a particular temperature and a particular wavelength, sir. So we'll try to analyze at what wavelength the maximum emission will happen on the performance of the particular that power plant that is happening, sir.
Last question of mine.
Yes.
You are coming from Sant Kabir Nagar, and Kabir application in our policing is what really wide and look very appreciated. So how the teaching of Sant Kabir can be used in maintaining law and order? Suppose you are SP of what Sant Kabir Nagar, you are quite aware about the problems of society there. How you use as a SP the teaching of what Sant Kabir Nagar without announcing the teaching, right? How you going to control people and educate the people in the teaching of Sant Nagar, Kabir Sant Nagar, so that there would be no law and order problem? What would be your approach or approaches to the people? Yes.
So, firstly, sir, it will be because Sant Kabir ji, he was very close to the people, sir. So, as an SP, I'll try to be close to those who will be working under me and to the people, sir. So, from there, I will try to gather maximum possible information and try to analyze why the problems of law and order are happening, sir.
The best thing about Sant Kabir was whatever his view that was actually communicated with the common man in very common language.
Yes, sir.
So, what language or dialect you will use as a SP in interacting with what people of what Sant Kabir Nagar?
Sir, it will be local Bhojpuri
What the
version,
local?
sir. It will be local Bhojpuri version that we use there, sir. It is a mix of Hindi and Bhojpuri, sir. Yes, sir. So that will be one area. And secondly, sir, the values of the love, peace and tolerance the Kabir ji has spreaded during his time, so that can be very significantly useful.
Kabir says, कंकर पाथर चून के मस्जिद दियो चुनाए, तापर मुल्ला बाग दे बहरो खुदाए.
Yes.
Can be such messages you are not going to direct convey the people. Same much as how you are going to convey the people without quoting or naming the Kabir, but same message. What would be your style? Yes, please.
Sir, in that particular context, sir, Kabir ji wanted any human being to be rational in decision making, sir. So as an SP, I will try to promote the rationality in that particular district, sir, because when rationality exists, sir,
instead of erasing the line of individual, you are going to draw a better or longer or deeper line. Is it clear?
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you,
gentlemen.
sir.
Thank you,
Sir.
thank you.
Yes, Aaquib.
Yes, sir.
Aaquib, there is an index which is called Rule of Law Index, in which India stood 69th out of 128 countries. What are those conditions which makes India not to perform better in this index? What do you understand by the rule of the law and the matrix it is being used into this?
Sir, rule of law, the concept was given by Mr. A.Y. Dicey, sir. It means that there should not be any arbitrary uses of the power, sir. And secondly, it says that no one is above law, sir. And there should be equal, the law should be enforced equally to each and every member of the society, sir. So I think India has India's standing at 69th, sir. So there are certain challenges from that perspective, sir, because if we see, there are problems of certain fake encounters, sir, and then like civil society organizations, sir, their freedom of speech and expressions, it has been to certain extent, sir, it has been pressed by the certain laws, sir, which are there. So from that perspective, there are certain challenges.
Aaquib, I understood. Recently, CJI, Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramanna ji, he has postulated the concept of rule of law and rule by the law. What are those two concepts that he has made a distinction?
Sir, rule of law means that everything will be done as per a particular procedure which will respect the human dignity, sir. While the rule by law means that following and adhering very strictly to the rules, and it could also lead to subjugation of the individual, sir. It will treat the individual more of a subject rather than a citizen, sir.
So he has clearly mentioned about the 4 parameters with which he has understood the rule of law, and that is there must be clarity in the law, and that is somehow not being found.
Yes.
Another is the accessibility. Third is the participation of the people in terms of making of the laws, and definitely judiciary happens to be the guardian of the law. So in those 4 parameters, where do you think where we are?
So from the perspective of in terms of the clarity of the law, as it was observed by the Chief Justice of India himself, that since the parliament is not functioning well properly because of the disturbances that are happening, so the judiciary is not able to have the clarity about the intention and the purpose for which the laws are being made, sir. So that is one challenge that is happening, sir. In terms of the public participation, sir, we are not able to do clear legislative impact assessments, sir, for whatever laws we are bringing. And the the suggestions by the people, they are being incorporated to certain extent, sir, but it is not yet up to the mark, sir. It can definitely be improved, sir. From the judicial perspective, sir, higher courts are definitely doing well, but sir, there are challenges in terms of the vacancies of the judges, sir, and then there are multiple ghost laws which continue to exist, sir. So these are the few challenges in terms of.
I understood. You passed IIT from Madras IITs.
Yes, sir.
Recently, Madras High Court has passed an order related with the LGBTIQA plus community. Have you gone through this kind of news?
Yes, sir. I had been through, but I think I need to
not able to recall it. Anyways, we are observing the Afghanistan crisis. What is the status that is stand taken by the CIS countries vis-a-vis to the Afghanistan crisis?
Sorry, sir.
CIS countries, Confederation of the Independent State.
Sir, I'm not sure.
CIS countries, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not exactly aware, sir.
All right. Recently, China has taken a view of the constructive intervention when the case come to the Afghanistan. What is this constructive intervention?
Sir, I think it has tried to talk to the player. For example, it invited the Taliban representative also, and at the same time, it had said that there should be peace and it will not recognize the Taliban government which will come into the power by force, sir. So until it will become a legitimate government, then only it will recognize the Taliban as a government in power, sir. So I think that is the constructive intervention.
What is the China stand over the military government there in Myanmar?
Sir, China has been implicitly has been supportive of the Hanta takeover in the Myanmar, sir. But at the same time, it said officially that it wants to bring the democratic process, and then, sir, the peace should sustain there in Myanmar, sir.
Last one from my side, Aaquib. Recently, we have seen the Delhi Commissioner of Police appointment has been controversial. What were those reasons which makes its appointment as a controversial event?
So there were 2-3 reasons with respect to appointment of Mr. Rakesh Asthana as the Delhi Police Commissioner, sir. Firstly, with respect to it is said that it is going against the Prakas Singh judgment, sir, because he had a very limited tenure left in his tenure, sir, around 4-5 days, sir. But in Prakas Singh case, sir, it has been said that no one should be appointed for a very important post if the tenure is left less than 6 months, sir. So that is one area. And secondly, sir, it is being said that he is from Gujarat cadre. So he has been appointed in Delhi. So it is said that he might not have good communication and good understanding of the situations that are developing over Delhi, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Aaquib.
Yes, sir.
You are already in Indian Police Service. What do you understand by this term face print?
Sir, face print, it is after the usage of the technology, sir, face recognition technology, the 3D structure of any particular person is developed, sir, using the multiple points of dots, which gives an imprint of any particular face.
What is the accuracy of these facial recognition systems?
Sir, it is around 60 to 70%, sir. It is
so
not.
Should 100%. We be using it? Because 60-70% leaves a long room or large room for errors.
Yes, sir. So I think it could be used, but we have to make sure that while we are using, we have enough safeguards to ensure that no person, innocent person is getting punished for that, for something in which he has not done any particular crime.
Okay, recently this Pegasus project report has been hogging all the limelight.
Yes,
and there is different school of opinions. Okay, on both sides you have strong arguments. But if I have to ask you, what should have priority, national security or individual privacy, and why?
Sir, in my opinion, both are very important, sir, because national security, it flows from the rights of every individual, because every individual is an asset for the country as a whole, sir. So both should be taken into account while making any decisions, sir. So national security should be of utmost important.
But if you have to make a choice, then on which side will you lean?
So firstly, I would try to have an independent and thorough investigation to understand what exactly has been done, sir. Then after only I can take any exact stand, sir.
Okay, recently there was this very unfortunate incident where the police forces of two states were on the opposing sides, and 6 police personnel also lost their lives. So what was the case, and what is your opinion? How such cases can be avoided, where police of one state is shooting police of another state?
Sir, it was a very tragic incident, sir, that happened at the Assam-Mizoram border, sir. It is because of the multiple historical reasons where the boundaries were divided on the basis of the
But why did the police start firing?
Sir, it is being said that initially it was in fighting between the two communities that happened, sir, and then the situation went out of hand, sir, from there.
Police is supposed to protect people and not like indulge in violence or indulge in shooting against their own counterparts from the other state. That shows gross indiscipline. What is your view?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. It was a tragic incident, sir, that should not have happened, sir. And then, sir, I think there should be an independent investigation from both the state, and we should find out what exactly happened, sir.
Okay, recently there has also been some controversy over this vaccination process, and it has been said that there should be mandatory vaccination because that is the only way that all the people can be protected and economic recovery can take place fast. But then there are people who are saying that it violates their individual bodily autonomy. So if there is a choice between these two, obviously like both should go hand in hand, but should the state be little more authoritarian in such cases and take steps for mandatory vaccination if people are not listening?
Sir, recently, sir, there was judgment related to this by Meghalaya High Court also, sir. But in my opinion, sir, in terms of whether it is violating the right to privacy and of an individual, we should do the proportionality test, sir. For example, whatever actions we are taking, whether it has a legislative backing or not, and with what intention we are doing, and whether it is proportional to the extent or not, sir. So if a state is doing such action with the right intention to ensure the safety and security of all the people as a whole, sir, I believe it is a good step which has to be done, because
so mandatory vaccination can be done by the state?
Yes, sir, but at the same time we have to make sure that if there are certain genuine cases, for example, sir, there are people who have certain health concerns related to vaccination.
Okay, my final question to you, Aaquib, and this is about the Ram Mandir issue. And we have seen that the Supreme Court has given a verdict, the temple construction has started. But Supreme Court also said that what happened, or the demolition was illegal, but it has also paved the way for construction of Ram temple. Now, how do you reconcile these two things? If the demolition was illegal, how can the construction take place? And if it was already an illegal structure, then obviously the construction should take place. So how do you see this?
So I see the judgment from the perspective of ensuring the peace as a whole and like securing the secular fabric of the country, sir. It was a land dispute, sir, which was resolved well by the Supreme Court, because it was said by the even Archaeological Survey of India that there were certain structures from the Hindu community below the mosque, sir. So it was rightly said by the Supreme Court that even though the demolition was illegal, but the land belongs to the Hindu community, and at the same time, to balance and ensure the rights of the Muslim community, sir, Supreme Court has given the right judgment to allot a particular amount of land, around 5.8 acre, much bigger than that particular land, to the Muslim community.
Do you think it will lead to communal harmony or more disharmony in the society?
I am very hopeful that it will lead to communal harmony in the coming future, sir.
Thank you, Aaquib.
Thank you, sir.
So, Aaquib, there are two concepts of justice. One is adversarial and the second one is inquisitorial.
I'm sorry, sir.
The first one is adversarial and the second one is inquisitorial. Okay. So, India follows adversarial method of justice. Don't you think that it is time for India to look for inquisitorial method also?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not exactly aware
Okay,
about this.
so I'll tell you what inquisitorial method is. Inquisitorial method of justice is where every process of criminal investigation is done by the court himself, itself. The judge is completely involved in it. The court has got its own people to take the evidence and things. No, don't you think that this method should be employed in India also?
Sir, I think that there are like three major pillars which are there part of the criminal justice system, sir. And one is the law enforcement and crime investigation that remains with the police, sir. So the specialization that exists, sir, it continues to remain with the policing, sir. Because even if the court is court is given such power, they might not have that particular capability or the scientific investigation technique which will be required, sir. So in my opinion, sir, it should remain with the
Okay,
police.
okay. Now, when I look to some of the cases that has came up in India, we see failure of police in investigating the things. There has been reports which says that police officials have changed the evidence, they have mishandled the evidence. Then, isn't it wrong to keep complete evidence tracking thing with the police itself?
With the police, sir? So I think the need lies in the reforms, bringing the reforms in the police, where we should allow them with more finances and more because if we see in the policing, sir, there are problems with respect to vacancies, problems with respect to budget, sir.
This two problems of vacancy and finances.
Yes.
The budget you said. This has been a long cry
Yes,
for the system. Whichever department we see, they keep on saying there's lack of vacancy. Even the judicial system says we have lack of judges, we have lack of judges vacancy, we lack budget and everything. I want to see this in a different angle. Now, how far the police is employing this forensic experts in investigation or even for taking up the evidences?
Sir, it has been doing well, and for example, the government of India brought under Ministry of Home Affairs modernization of police schemes, sir. In that there has been adequate attention given for the ballistic purposes and ensuring the efficient collection of the evidences.
Okay. Now, do you think that it is high time when Indian Police Department, the Indian Constabulary, in reality, which actually handles many scenes,
Yes.
should be trained and made expert in that, rather than they being only people carrying lathis and controlling the mob or things?
Yes, sir. In my opinion, as it has also been suggested by the second ARC, that the qualification criteria as well as their training, sir, it is not up to the mark, sir, because considering the kind of the task they carry out, sir. So, sir, from that perspective, their qualification criteria as well as their training should be enhanced to ensure that.
Can you give me 5-point reforms that needs to be brought in Indian Constabulary? Being specific, I'm not talking about the officer grade
Yes.
from the police services. I'm talking only about the constabulary. 5-point reforms that can bring actual change in the Indian police services.
Sir, may I take a while, sir?
Sure, take your time.
Yes, sir. So, firstly, will be with respect to merit-based recruitment system, sir.
Okay, merit-based recruitment.
Yes, sir. Secondly, will be ensuring and increasing the qualification criteria. Currently, it is
Qualification criteria.
Yes, sir.
That is like merited only.
Okay, sir. Thirdly, sir, bringing training reforms, sir, where apart from investigations, sir, soft skills training should also be incorporated to the constabulary, sir.
Okay.
Fourthly, sir, if we see they are facing multiple mental health issues and the stress that happens, sir. So from that perspective, one police welfare board should be established as it has been suggested by Model Police Act also, sir.
Okay, welfare board.
Yes.
Then?
And then fifthly, sir, I think there is a need to establish one clear communication channel between the higher level of the authorities as well as the lower level of the constabulary authorities, because they are the source of information.
Okay, communication channel.
Yes,
The
sir.
fifth one? Qualification and merit for me is one.
So fifth one is with respect to, sir, housing, sir.
Housing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Aaquib. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Aaquib, I can see in your DAF that you designed a very good kind of car.
Yes, sir.
Most fuel efficient, lightest and best endurance car in Formula Student India event.
Yes, sir.
And you got first prize for that.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So you have this temperament of designing scientific products and bring about some technological breakthrough. So this could have been, I think, better career for your personal satisfaction and for the nation building as well.
Yes, sir. Definitely, that is one area which I could have explored, sir. But at the same time, I believe that like if I could get into the civil services, though I will have my specialization with me, but at the same time, I will broaden my perspective, sir, and I will broaden my horizon, and I will have.
That's fine, but I think you couldn't see a very promising career in that direction in scientific pursuit, research and development.
Sir, like
I couldn't see exciting career in that direction.
Sir, I am someone, sir, I think I wanted to remain much closer to the people, sir, where I get opportunity to interact much more with the people, sir. Though I had a promising career, sir, I had got even pre-placement offer, but I did not go for it, sir, and I came to the field of the civil services, sir.
This automobile industry is growing very fast in last 35 years and so, and it has brought the two-wheeler and four-wheeler vehicles very close to the lower middle class also. But at the same time, it is creating several problems, congestion in the urban areas, traffic problem, pollution, accident, kind of things. So do you think Government of India should have some kind of norm about permitting maximum number of vehicles in a city, or maximum number of vehicles allowed per square kilometer of residential area?
Sir, I would say rather than having any kind of norms, we should try to have effective public transport sector, sir, because once we have an effective public transport sector, people will be attracted to use, sir. For example, if we take the example in Delhi also, those people who can afford the vehicles, personal vehicles, after the incoming of the metro, sir, there are people who are going through the metro because it is an efficient medium, it saves their time and cost. So, sir, rather than imposing anything on the people, sir, we should enhance our quality, which will basically bring the change in the longer term aspects, sir.
We have allowed the banks also to lure consumers to buy vehicles on the basis of loan. So this is a kind of pressure on the people. This is also a kind of force. Of course, it is persuasive force, but this is misleading people into entering into debt obligation and also creating pollution and etc. So do you think the government should continue to allow banks to provide a very easy loan for vehicle purchase, or should it be a little bit disciplined?
Sir, discipline can definitely be brought considering the challenges in terms of NPA that the banks are facing, sir. So to the people they are giving, there should be a proper review mechanism so that the people's money is not getting lost in terms of the loans, sir. That is one area. But at the same time, while ensuring the discipline, people should have easy access to the loans, sir, so that they can fulfill their aspirations, sir, whether it is in terms of the vehicle or any other social aspirations, sir.
And what is the future of electric vehicles in India, and what are the obstacles?
Sir, government has a target of around 30% by 2030 in terms of electric vehicle and the hybrid vehicles, sir. So currently it is around 1% only. There are multiple challenges that are there, sir. Firstly, sir, upfront capital investment cost, it is higher, sir. Secondly, there is a resistance to change among the people, sir. And thirdly, whether the e-vehicles will be suited in the Indian environment condition or not, sir. Fourthly, sir, for example, with respect to charging infrastructure and battery infrastructure, sir, we do not have enough resource and research and development, sir. And fifthly, in long-term aspects, sir, we will be facing the challenges in terms of the battery disposal, sir, which can cause the problem. So these are the few challenges which continue to exist, but a government through multiple policies, for example, National E-Vehicle Mobility Program, FAME scheme is there, sir. Government is trying to resolve these challenges so that in the coming future we can have a good balance of the conventional vehicles as well as the e-vehicles, sir.
Nice talking to you, Aaquib. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I come in, sir?
Come, Aaquib. Be seated.
Thank you, sir.
This is overall your fourth attempt.
Yes, sir.
And second interview or?
Second one, sir.
Okay, so what is the score last year?
So 180 or 181 it was around.
181.
Yes, sir.
That's good. So you are cut for that kind of marks. That's easily achievable for you. But of course you are looking for 10, 20, 30 marks extra.
Yes, sir.
And so everything is perfectly in order. That means your entry is good, though it will be a little more energetic, but exit can also be more prompt and energetic. You are perhaps tentative as to what is the next step perhaps while going out. Entry is good, sitting posture is good.
Yes.
Your comprehension is good, your listening gesture is also good, hand placement is good, but there is eye movement. That is what we is prescribe, that you should have a stable eye contact with the person you are talking to, either listening to or speaking to, and rather than oscillating your eyes
Okay,
left and right. So watch your video and just be conscious. Once you become conscious, you'll have some stable eye contact.
Okay, sir.
Mental alertness is there, your analysis is good, your answers are having a structure and objectivity, so that's also good.
Thank you, sir.
And you are thoroughly polite, you appear to be original person, not made up kind of personality,
Thank you, sir.
not cosmetic kind of thing. So that's good. And you have been you appeared that you are having integrity and honesty.
Thank
That
you,
is, whatever you believed, you are speaking accordingly, no contradictions appearing. So that's also good in your personality. So overall, we are very hopeful that you'll not only sustain this kind of mark but also improve.
Thank you, sir.
What we can add value, that means we are under pressure to suggest you certain things which can add further value and improve your marks. So one, we believe that generally we common were that if you could bring in more energy,
Okay, sir.
with a little passion also, while you are talking about cars, etc., you are passionately talking. So similarly, if you are talking about other issues also, a little bit passion,
Okay, sir.
youthful energy, and be a little cheerful.
Okay, sir.
You look throughout serious. So sometimes a smile on right occasions. Look for the occasions to have a smile.
Okay, sir.
And a little voice modulation also. You were having a kind of very academic tone, flattish kind of tone. So a little bit the passion, energy, and a little voice modulation can also bring about better improvement, I hope. And rest of things are so perfectly in order. There is no major suggestions. So what you are doing, just sustain that. And we are very hopeful that you'll get the desired IAS rank this time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And how was your experience last year? You had online interview with us?
Yes, sir. I had online interview. I think sir was there, sir. I had sir with him, and the rest of the panel members are new too. But
Okay.
it was good experience, sir. But it was actually, my interview happened after the COVID, sir. So we did not get the chance to like interact offline, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So hopefully this is
Yes.
a better experience this year.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. It is a good experience.
Okay. Any questions?
No, sir. Overall, like I wanted to have the feedback, but a comprehensive feedback has been given by you, sir. So it's good.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Far better than last year.
Yes, sir.
It was.
Thank you, sir.